Welcome back to Football Heritage TV. If you're new around here, smash the like button. Please hit the notification bell and please subscribe. Thank you very much to all the subscribers. We have grown massively in the last month or two. So thank you very much. And in this video today, we're going to talk about the exclusive over the last 24 hours that Tottenham Hotspur are in talks for not only Eze, but Savinho. So Tottenham are in talks with Crystal Palace and Manchester City for two of their players. Now, we'll take one at a time, but this might just represent a change from Tottenham Hotspur. Now, the key word is might represent a change, because until it happens, there is no change. But Daniel Levy and Enoch, as it stands, are going in for players that I think most of us would be very happy with. No, scrap that. Would be absolutely delighted with. If I said to you at the beginning of the window, Spurs are going to make 4 first-team signings, and it's going to be Eze, Savinho, Kudus, and Paulinho, you would bite this very hand off my wrist, wouldn't you? Now, there'll be people in the chat going, no, I don't like him and I don't rate him. Have a day off. Give the head a wobble and have a day off, all right? Or as my mum would say, there's an H on that. Have a day off, not have. It's the South London coming out in me. But can Tottenham get these deals done? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. It's going to be all the talk. We're all here. All us YouTubers are here for it. All you viewers are here for it. Can we get it done? Can they get one done? Can they go and push the boat out and get 2 done? Or do we get 0 done and we're all sitting here in a few days going, oh, Tottenham, Daniel Levy, Enoch. Now, once bitten, twice as shy. I've always said with Tottenham, it's more like 1,000 times bitten, 1,000 times shy. But wouldn't it be amazing? Wouldn't it be amazing for Tottenham to treat us? And it shouldn't be a treat, by the way. Let me caveat, it shouldn't be a treat. These should be transfer windows that we have every year because of the money we generate and the stadium that we've got and the size of our club and the financial situation and no PSR issues. This should be transfer windows that we have. But wouldn't it be lovely to have that? Wouldn't it be lovely for us to end the transfer window and say, yes, 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 yes. What a great transfer window that was. And yes, 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 we have upskilled 4 positions on the pitch. Now, let's have a look at it. How did this start? So Paul O'Keefe in the middle of the night, early hours of the morning, depends whether you go to bed early or go to bed late, depends on what time it was. Paul O'Keefe mentioned that Tottenham are back in for Eze. And of course, we know that there's been this long-standing interest in Eberechi Eze for years from Tottenham Hotspur. The will they, won't they? He is the Leandro Demau of this century. He is the Saido Berahino of this century. Can they get the deal done? Would Eze move to Spurs? Does he want Champions League? Will he stay at Palace? And of course, will he go to them lot down the road, Arsenal? We'll talk about that in a minute. So let's have a look, shall we? After that, we woke up to this sort of news, didn't we? We woke up to this news that Fabrizio Romano, 6 hours ago, says, I understand that Tottenham are back in talks for Eberechi Eze in a separate deal from Savinho. And that's really important to note. A separate deal. Because people always go, oh, I'd rather him. I'd rather him. Both. We want both. Come on, Tottenham. We want both. Spurs trying again for Eze whilst they work on Savinho, following the Maddison injury and the Son exit. And that is what a big club should be doing, right? Maddison's out, getting Eze. Son's left, getting Savinho. That is how proper clubs work. And that is all I've ever asked for from these owners. So if they pull this off, massive respect to them. And you will not hear me say Enoch or Levy out for a year. You have a promise. Goes on to say that Eze is keen, but the deal depends on Palace as release clause has expired. Now, there are lots of reports saying that that release clause hasn't actually expired and that it does expire this Friday. But however, there are lots of reports saying as well, it doesn't matter about the release clause. Crystal Palace want that fee. And that fee is 68 million. So they're saying, doesn't matter. All right, the release clause has ended. But if you want him, you've got to pay. So let's see what cojones we have. Let's see what we're made of. He then went on to say a few more things. As we scroll up, you'll see here, he already did that one. You'll see here that Tottenham keep working on both the deals. Spurs want to add 2 attacking players to the squad, and talks with Palace and City are ongoing. And then we had this lovely snazzy picture of Eze after he'd won the FA Cup. Said Eberechi Eze is keen on the Tottenham move, as Palace are informed of his desire to play Champions League football. Deal now depends on club-to-club talks, but Spurs are seriously working on the deal, as reported earlier. Now, I believe that was what he said. We'll look at Ben Jacobs as well. We'll get to that in a second. Now, look, I would love Eze as much as the next person, right? Do I believe Spurs can get this deal done? I genuinely don't know. I genuinely don't know. But Ben Jacobs added a little bit more meat to the bones, didn't he? So if we look here, this is what Ben Jacobs said. He said, more on Eberechi Eze and Spurs. Fresh talk started in light of James Maddison injury and failure to land Morgan Gibbs-White. Eze, a long-standing target, but earlier in the window, Spurs have decided not to move. Spurs are aware that Arsenal have player buy-in. We'll talk about this in a second, but believe that Eze has not discounted their project. Spurs also prepared to move quickly. Well, how quickly? How quickly are we moving? We can move quick, but are we going to put the money down to move quick? Both Spurs and Arsenal view Eze as a number 10. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Understand that Spurs' starting valuation similar to the 55 million paid for Kudos. Palace want the 68 million release clause triggered or matched even after it expires. Now, you would say, guys, we'll come back to that in a second. If Tottenham are going in at 55 million and Palace have suggested that they want 68 million, you've got to say it's a 13 million difference. Can Tottenham get there? Can Tottenham go 60 plus 10? 60 plus 5? Surely. And this is what I always say. If this is the guy you want, if Levy, if Enoch, if they're all serious about backing the club, sure, I believe you. I believe you. But now show me with your actions. If you're serious about wanting to compete, if you're serious about wanting to build a team, by the way, I'm not talking about building a team that competes this year for titles, but building a team this year that can compete for the top 5 to get Champions League football. If you're serious, go and get the deal done. And we'll bring the Arsenal bit in a second. Because what he also went on to say was this. Eberechi Eze open to Tottenham and would also welcome an Arsenal bid, having spoken to Mikel Arteta already. And we knew that. That's not a surprise. We already knew that. But Spurs are the ones moving. Now, here's the caveat to all of this. The AFC are waiting as it stands with outgoings being the focus. And that's what we've heard for a long time. The Arsenal need outgoings, right? The Arsenal need outgoings. Now, I don't know. As I said in my show earlier, Spurs, we heard this with Man United, didn't we? We heard this with Man United. They can't get Mbeumo until they sell. They got Mbeumo. They can't get Sesko until they sell. They got Sesko. Is it the same with Arsenal? Do Arsenal need to sell to buy? Do Arsenal have the funds? Do Arsenal have the PSR room? I don't know. I'm not sitting here saying they do. I genuinely don't know. We hear, we read, we see all these things, but do we know if they're true? Would Arsenal be Eberechi Eze's first choice? I don't think you'd be silly for suggesting maybe he is. Does that mean Spurs can't nip in and get a deal done before they get those funds? Can Spurs go in, sell him the dream? You're going to be our top earner. We've got the 200 grand a week sitting there from Son for his wages. You're going to be our playmaker. You're going to be our main man. You're going to be our top earner. Come and join. Look what we're doing. We're getting you. We're getting Savinho. We got Kudus. We're getting Paulinho. We are building a team that we can rival the Arsenals in the future. Come and be an integral part of that. Come and be a central part of that, I hate this word, project. But will Spurs do it? Or will Spurs frustrate the fans again? Will they frustrate the fans? Will it be a case that we're sitting here in 3 weeks going, told you we didn't get either of them, Eze or Savinho? Or are we going to be sitting here going, what a bloody good window? And I'll be honest, Paulinho, Kudus, Eze, Savinho, those 4 first-team starters in one window, this window for me is right up there with the best we've ever had. That for me is a 9 out of 10 window. 10 out of 10 if we got a striker. But obviously, I'm not going to be greedy in one window. That for me allows us to say, all right, the top 4, bit of a stretch for me, only my personal opinion. But 5th, why not go and be the best of the rest? Why not go past Villa, Man United, Newcastle, Forest? Why not go and be the best of the rest? Get that 5th place, which is going to guarantee Champions League football this season. Why not get that done? That's what this window would provide. Now, I don't know. I'm guessing we're going to see a lot of moving parts. I'm guessing you're going to see videos from me and other YouTubers frequently. A lot of moving parts. A lot of bids, a lot of this, a lot of rejections. What I do know is that if you're an Arsenal fan, it's going to be gutting if Spurs get Eze. As a Spurs fan, it's going to be gutting if Arsenal get Eze. The bragging rights are going to be rife. But right now, Daniel Levy, Vinay, Enoch, whoever have a real chance to show us what the club are made of, to show us why we moved into this stadium, to make statements of intent. It looks like you're going to need to find about 130, 140 million to get both Eze and Savinho. But if we're a big club, if we're going to change our ways, if we're going to show ambition, get it done. Hats off that you're attempting it. But at the end of the day, it doesn't mean anything if we don't get it done. Now, there'll be people out there saying we get none of them. People saying we get one of them. People saying we get 2 of them. I'm going to dream for a minute. Foolishly, deludedly, I'm going to dream for a minute that Tottenham Hotspur don't let us down. That Tottenham Hotspur pull this off. And then when you look at the Savinho news, lots of reports, City won't sell him. Other reports saying City will sell him because, by the way, Florian Plettenberger said that Man City have just made inquiries about Rodrigo from Real Madrid. So they will sell him, but it's about that. I was watching LB earlier, quality Man City content creator. He turned around and was saying that from the sources he knows, the Man City will sell, but it's going to need to be about 60 million plus. And again, if Tottenham are serious, get it done. Get in Eze, get Savinho, then start working on getting the Solomons out, getting the Richarlisons out. Whoever, make your money, get the Basumas out. Start chipping away at that 140 million, 20 million here, 20 million there, 20 million there. Start chipping away at it. But right now, money isn't an issue for Spurs. PSR isn't an issue for Spurs. And we need footballers, quality signings. We need quality footballers at this football club. For me, I think that we could do it. Could. The question is, will we do it? Let me know your thoughts. I know what I'm going to get. I'm going to get loads of people going, oh, absolutely. And loads of people going, you're deluded. I haven't said we will. I said we can. Didn't say we will. So let me know your thoughts. How are you feeling? You excited at the thought? Or you don't let yourself get excited because you feel Spurs might let you down? Completely reasonable emotions to have. I'm going to leave it there. I'm live at probably 9 p.m., maybe 8 p.m. tonight. Hopefully something would have happened by then. There would have been movement, hopefully. Let me know your thoughts. And before I go, I'm going to show you this. Let's say it happens. Spurs could be fielding an 11 that looks like that. Vicario in goal. Porro, Romero, Van de Ven and Spence. Bentancur and Paulinho. With Kudus, Eze, Savinho and Solanke up top. Let me know your thoughts. Maybe you like the look of that. Maybe you don't. Don't get me wrong. I'd like a better number 8 than Bentancur. I'd like a better number 9. But you can't do everything in one window. But this, is it a pipe dream? Or could this very quickly become a Spurs reality? I'm going to leave it there. As I said, please smash the like button. Please hit that notification bell. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel as we look to hit towards 22,000. Much love. Take care. And as always, come on, you Spurs.